evening and welcome to the October 21st meeting of the Town Council. Everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have no public hearings this evening. Any announcements from the board? Dwayne?
I have nothing.
David?
I do not.
You?
Yes, the last week our luncheon was very popular. We had over 40 people. We served shepherd's pie, which was really good. Next month it's on the 18th. It'll be a turkey dinner. So noontime on the 18th at the Lions Club. That's it.
John, anything?
Nope.
I'm all set. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? Appointments, we have Transfer Station Manager Josh Andrews. Updated fees and for the town of Dayton. And the town of Dayton.
Evening.
Josh?
Hello.
How you doing? So just a few fee changes I wanted to go over with you guys. Some of the prices are kind of going up on a lot of things. Just want to kind of stay up on it. Just make sure we're covering our costs as best as we can. Start out with just a few of the smaller items that we send to Eco, like the carpets, raising the carpet less than 12 by 12 from $12 up to $15. Carpets over 12 by 12, $20 and up. So if it's a real big one, we can go up a little bit more on that. Bulky chairs and love seats up from $10 to $15. Large couch and hide-a-beds up from $15 to $25. Those have a specialty waste fee on them, so we run them over the scales. We pay a tipping fee and a fee on top of that for.
What happens to all that stuff?
They burn it.
Burn.
Box springs and mattresses, we were paying $20 a piece. As of January 1st, they went up to $25, so we're a little behind on that, but. Each, yep. And it doesn't matter if it's a kitty mattress or a California King, it's all the same price.
And the reason that Eco Main continues to go up is because when they grapple,
Right,
they can only handle one mattress.
One at a time or something like that, yep. Let's move over to construction debris. Asphalt shingles, ignore that. I wasn't supposed to call that. That's the same price that we're doing now. Sheet rock up from $35 a ton, $35 a yard to $45 a yard. We were paying $170 a ton, and they just bumped it to $180. If it's clean, it'll still go at 170, but it's never a clean load. You know, people come in and they throw their drip edge and all kinds of stuff in there. Mixed demo up from $40 a yard to $50. That's, again, they went up to $180 on their tipping fees. And that's really it. I don't, yard waste, I do want to say one thing. In the past, we've always accepted some larger stuff and stumps. I think we need to stop that. You know, I mean, I could tell people at the gate, you know, we're not taking them, but I think we need to just put it out there. Hey, we're not gonna take stumps. The guys that grind them don't wanna run them through their grinder. You know, a lot of them have rocks stuck up in them, and it makes a mess, and you can break stuff. And if we keep taking them, we're gonna end up with nothing but stumps. I mean, we got quite a pile of them down there right now that we
The smaller ones are fine.
Yeah, it's the little ones are fine, but
They're
some of these
starting
are
to-
monsters.
So, you want something from us, or you just?
Yeah, just something that I can put it on there to say that, hey, we're not gonna take this anymore.
I'm okay with that.
Is that a typo?
Makes sense.
You guys wanna get right into Dayton?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had some conversations back and forth with the town of Dayton.
Well, let's stop right there, because we can make a motion.
No,
I
okay.
mean, this ain't a public hearing, and it ain't, it's on the agenda, so
As far as,
we can stop right here and make that motion to cover that cost, or not to take the stumps.
oh,
And as he goes along, we can make the motions and make it cleaner.
so how do you want it, worded? You wanna take some stumps, or just say no to stumps?
I'd say no to stumps.
I will make that motion that, we'll take this Josh's recommendation that the transportation not be, taking any stumps.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Do you
All
wanna
those in
do
favor?
something with the log size while we're here?
Well, I think we need,
You
yeah,
guys are the ones that are gonna deal with him if he doesn't grind them, so.
right, so the tree guys, we gotta have some conversations with some of our contractors that haul in with the trees. They're bringing some substantially large pines for the most part, and if they're too big, they're not going in the tub grinder, so they're throwing those aside too. And,
then we end up dealing with them?
Yeah.
I mean, right now, they're getting pushed out to the back part of it, but eventually,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
can't
we're
push them down over.
We're
the
running
back
out of
end,
room
so.
now, so, I mean, it's,
We charge them more if they bring a bigger product in?
Anything over 18 inches you don't want, is what you're saying.
I mean,
Pretty much,
yeah, 20 inches, 18,
20,
20 inches, I
I
mean,
think 20
and it's
would
hard
be
to
fine.
judge, but,
Will 20 go in the grinder?
Yo, yeah,
yeah,
it's some, I mean, it's hard to, some of these are 6 feet around. You know,
Anything over 20 inches has to be sawed in quarters.
yeah, that would work too,
I mean,
yeah.
whoever's hauling them in must saw them into quarters, and I mean,
Yeah.
that's been that way in the SD Warrens, the pulp mills for years. So,
I mean, I know with stumps, I believe they can take them to, is it Dearborn's take
Dearborn's,
stumps, you know?
Waterboro.
They're bringing them to us because we're substantially cheaper than
Mm.
a lot of the others around.
But at the end of the day, we're gonna end up paying the town's gonna end up paying more.
Oh,
For
absolutely,
disposal.
yeah, because we gotta
Man
find a spot.
hours and-
We'll be hauling them to Dearborn's or,
Right.
you know, some of these
Yeah.
other places.
So we want this, want to rescind this so we can reword it? Yes?
Yeah, I would accept that.
So I'll rescind the motion I just made about the stumps and come up with another motion to include stumps and however we want to describe what you're talking about.
that, I gotta rescind the second, that's all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back to square one.
Maximum log size of 20 inches in diameter.
For logs,
Yeah,
what about stumps? No stumps.
no
No
stumps.
stumps.
No stumps, no logs bigger than 20 inches.
And
So,
Unless they're quartered.
Unless they're
Or half.
quartered, yeah.
no logs bigger than 20 inches. Unless they're quartered,
Yes.
that sound good? So my motion is that the transportation not accept any stumps and any logs bigger than 20 inches diameter
unless,
unless they're quartered. Sound good?
Works, yeah. Anybody
are
need
you
some,
okay with second?
Yeah,
large
I'll
logs?
second it.
What was that?
Anybody need some large logs at their house?
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so we're gonna vote, under new business, discuss vote update, transfer station fees, right? So, we good with that?
Yes,
C.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So, let's talk about Dayton.
So, yeah, we've had some, conversations for the last month or so with the town of Dayton. They're interested in using our facilities, kind of like the same deal we have with Hollis. Right now, they have a small facility. They utilize curbside pickup for their house and, household trash and recycling.
Yeah,
They have a couple dumpsters in a little fenced-in area, and they're paying a contractor, who they contract with, they're paying one of their employees to watch it a few hours a week. Do you remember what it was like 12 hours a week or 15 hours?
I think it was a couple, yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
well, it wasn't much.
It's less in the winter.
Yeah, unless in the winter. And their contract just keeps going up and up. And the town manager over there in Dayton was looking at ways to save the town some money on disposal. And so they had come to us with a proposal if we would accept them into our facility for pay items only. They would still utilize their curbside pickup for the household trash and the recycling. And we would, handle everything else, same as Hollis, same deal. I believe they had around 500, 600 households in the town. So, I mean, I guess it's kinda,
There's a draft document we passed out last week, it's also in your folder.
Right.
We drafted one based on the last meeting we had, with 600 houses that we pre-sell 500 stickers.
yeah, and that's what we were thinking, was if we could get the town themselves to purchase upfront, I think it was 500 stickers we proposed.
And it's at the same price that we're charging Hollis.
Same price as we're charging Hollis.
Per, yeah.
Yeah, and that way we don't have to deal with selling the stickers,
Mhm.
It's a guaranteed
That's a better idea.
Right,
than
revenue,
having you guys do it
you know.
more.
Yeah,
coming in off that. I had looked at Dayton's price sheets that they have at their transfer station, and I don't know if we wanna go as far as keeping their price sheet, if someone comes in from the town of Dayton. We have a separate sheet, cause some of their fees are substantially higher than ours.
is that gonna cause a problem for you guys?
Right, well, I don't think it would cause a problem, but I'm saying if they're already used to paying these fees, why should we,
Yeah,
we're gonna be saving a substantial amount of
I'm
money by
just-
taking them on.
I'm just worried about whoever is gonna be at the register to make that decision, and is it gonna be cumbersome for them?
Yeah.
If you think it's fine, I'm okay with it, cause you run the
I mean,
place.
it's-
If
As
you're
soon as
okay.
they pull in, you check the sticker on the front of the car, if it's a Dayton sticker, you go right to the Dayton,
Okay,
the Dayton sheet.
yeah,
It's something as like, we're charging 15 for an air conditioner, they're getting 27 at their, we can't raise 27 for
right,
our
For our
town,
town, right.
Yeah.
but,
It's not gonna put any more stress on your staff. I mean, you're adding 500 more clients, potentially, all of us.
Well, we-
I don't know if you would
They're all
get,
gonna come in at once, I understand that.
Yeah.
We've sold 100 stickers to Hollis.
right,
no, that's
I
all.
mean, you
Oh.
think
So-
the Hollis burden isn't that crazy. I mean, a lot of people will come in and they'll say, geez, I've lived in Hollis for 20 years, I didn't know we could come here.
Yeah,
It's not like they have 10,000 people, we're getting their 10,000 residents through the
Right.
gate.
yeah,
I mean, you're always gonna have a few that slip by, but we've been,
and really, they're doing the work themselves, cause you just tell them where to go put it.
well, if they put it in the right spot,
They put it in
yeah.
the right spot, yeah.
And this is only for pay items, it's not
Yeah,
house.
it's only pay items,
Big
yeah.
items,
The
yeah.
difference with Dayton
Mhm.
was we would sell them X amount of stickers
Upfront.
up front.
Mhm.
Upfront.
And
They're
I
gonna
mean,
be guaranteed.
Are they gonna sell them at their town hall, or are they
I
gonna get
don't
them at the
really-
transfer station?
know
We-
how
we
they
haven't got-
sell,
we didn't get that
we
far
haven't
in the
gone that
conversation.
far, it was just, what are we gonna go to them with,
Okay.
as some terms or,
I'd say let them do all the work.
right, I think so too, you know,
You
you
know.
guys pre-buy these stickers,
Yeah,
you know,
There you go.
here you go.
Yeah.
And even if it's less than 500 stickers.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, that was just what
They
we,
might, accept 250 stickers, right? So that would be, what, $50 a sticker, so
and we would be saving them, I think it was around like 100
$12,000.
well, yeah, it was like 112 or 115,000 a year if we let them use our facility. And most of that was going towards the attendant contracted
Oh, yeah.
with the company they were using, yeah.
So,
And if we wanna let them use, like, if they wanna bring in waste oil, antifreeze, stuff like that, we would just charge them. You know, we don't charge our town residents, charge them like we do Hollis, you know. If it costs us, we're $1.76 a gallon now for waste oil, so it would be at least that, you know.
So it's
It's not gonna cost us
substantial
anything to
additional
take
revenue,
on,
for sure.
yeah.
Like stressing for checking of the stickers.
If you did
Right.
500,
yeah,
So,
you know.
if you did 500.
If we did 500, you're talking
And that was,
$2,500.
my big thing was, I wanted to make sure, yeah, I think we can handle it,
Okay,
but I wanna make sure the town of Waterboro gets the better deal. You know,
Right.
you can't have it burdening our,
certainly take your word for it, if you think your crew can take care of it.
I say
So be
we
it.
give it a year trial run or something
Yeah.
like that, you know, and we retouch on it.
Yeah,
The only question would be, when do we start? Do we start the first of the,
I don't think Dayton's ready for that though yet.
no, right,
Because I
so.
think they have to go through their
They gotta
process.
go through
When does
town
their,
meeting.
I don't know when their contract runs out, you know, this could be a year out from now, it was just,
We could
I
start
think
on
it's
that
all,
fiscal
all
year.
in their fiscal
they-
year.
they probably have their town meeting in March. So,
And then if that's the case, we could start at our fiscal year
Right.
in June, get it up and running in June, gives us, 7 or 8 months.
7 or 8 months to
So-
get things in line.
Matt, why don't you and Josh kind of work out the details and
mhm,
come back to us with
go for it.
a,
If you're okay with moving forward, then.
Yeah.
And one thing with Josh here, we did have a conversation, I think you may, I guess, maybe that you had a workshop with us as well, looking at Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah, the possibility of at some point, you know, we already have two of us there already on Tuesdays, we work 7 to noon. If the possibility, if we had to add those hours as open hours, I think we could do it. You know, we're already there.
Yeah,
As far as bringing in the part-time staff, I don't think we would have to do that. Even if we just did trash and recycling, you
Mhm.
know,
something.
yeah, you know, cause I know.
Cause it is a long stretch from Saturday
Right,
through those days before you can
Yeah.
dispose of anything.
yeah,
Because it goes from Saturday to Wednesday, right?
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
the garbage doesn't stink this time of year.
Oh, no.
No,
not at all.
So are you gonna come back to us with that Tuesday thing, or are you looking for some guidance on today?
Just kinda looking for some guidance, you know. if-
I would certainly be in favor of it.
Yeah, I would guess, why don't you,
I mean, that's kinda seems to be
you
the
and
one
Jason
thing
work
that
with
always
Matt?
comes
more-
up, you know, more and more people want, you know, and I mean, you look at other towns around, we have the best hours
Mhm.
out of all of them, you know. I understand the whole, you know, I understand the whole working thing with people, and
Yeah.
if it was gonna come to that, I'd rather see a Tuesday than a Sunday,
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah,
you know, so.
exactly. So,
So your thought would be to stay, to open it 7 to 12?
Yes,
On
yeah,
Tuesday
cause it makes sense with the truck drivers already there at that time.
Mhm.
Gates
You
are
know,
open
it just,
anyways, right?
you wouldn't have to change everything around, we're already there.
do we need a motion on this, or is it just a, go ahead and do it?
I'm
Would it be
guessing-
like a January,
I'm guessing it's not gonna cost the town anything.
it's not gonna cost us
So,
any money, no, we're
I
already
would,
there.
I
I
would
mean,
guess that
I
You
think
and Matt
these
work.
three right here can
Matt
do
work.
that, because I don't think the I don't think the councilman have gotta do that. I think
Right.
these three
Yeah,
So then your own department.
officers.
you got my
can do
blessing.
that.
But I would support it.
All right,
Yeah.
I know the Sunday hours thing has come up multiple times, and that's,
They don't wanna work on Sundays either, though.
no,
No,
I do
don't
not, no.
blame you.
No, nobody does, yeah,
Exactly.
you know, so. We'd be, what, 30, almost 40 hours a week, you know, open to the public, so I don't know how they
Pretty
could
good.
Yeah,
get it any better than that, really.
so basically you'd be closed Sunday, Monday,
Yeah.
fully closed.
Okay? Anything else?
No, that was all.
Okay. Treasurer Amber, Sam.
All right, everyone has a little packet in front of them that I put together, and in the very back, you'll see a spreadsheet that I also put together pinpointing some of the higher revenues from certain departments. So I'm just gonna go through it, give everybody an update on quarter one. So you'll notice that we haven't received anything from solar farms. That is expected to be here mid to late November.
I got a
Stay
quick
tuned.
question about that, to
Yeah.
understand the payment process. Why do we get solar farm money from the state?
Cause it's
Oh,
tax free, tax exempt.
Okay.
They're
as simple as
tax
that.
exempt, so
What
they
kind of
have to
the
give us
homestead?
50% of the revenue
That it generates.
that generates.
Okay, thank you.
It's the assessed value, 50% of the assessed value.
Okay, thank you.
Now we're at investment income. For the general fund, the town currently has 33.5K. Compared to last year, we're up 8.4, which is nice. For rescue, the town currently has 9,000. Compared to last year, we're up 2,000. I know the report that everyone was looking at prior to this, I did not have the September interest in there, so I just added it so that you could see it. So while we cannot predict the exact interest rate at this time, current projections indicate that we are likely to exceed the budgeted amount of 100,000. At the current rate, we are on track to reach 134K or more, especially with our tax months coming up. On to cable TV. This is received quarterly. Currently, we have received 16,250. Balance to collect is 55,700. Amounts will fluctuate each quarter and will be around 18,000 plus or minus. And then on to motor vehicle. For excise in-house through September, we currently have brought in $481,445. Rapid renewal, which is done online, excise. Through September, we have currently brought in $112,524. And then our agent fees, we have currently brought in through September $11,172. Compared to last year at this time, we are up 62,000. Looking ahead, I do expect for this fiscal year, we'll see more in-person registrations due to the rollout of the new plate. Since most customers will need to come in person to change their plates, this will most likely result in us seeing an increase in agent fee revenue. And I just want to note that when processed online, we don't get the agent fee because the town is not processing it. So this year, we should see influx of that. And we are currently up $1,000.
So we will see over $2 million in excise. Versus 1.8 million.
Yep. And we can talk about current revenue sharing projections. If this trend continues that we are on, we should reach 1.156 million compared to the budget amount of 1.055 million, which would be great. We did get today's, this month's today, which was 118,000
For the month.
for the month. Yep, yep. The homestead, the state typically issues these in 2 payments. both of which have already been received. Our first one we received was $46,200. The second was for $275,341. It will show we are currently short by $45,500. The homestead reimbursement is challenging to project accurately, as a significant portion is received in the prior fiscal year, often more than half, with the remainder arriving in the following fiscal year. This cycle repeats annually, making it difficult to determine the exact amount that will be received within the current fiscal year. Just like the solar, the Betty, we'll see that in December.
What is that?
It's same thing as like the solar farm, we get a partial
It's business
business.
You always have to do
tax.
this. Something, yeah.
So now an update on government expenses, contracted services. You're gonna see with our auditor, we are a little higher this year. When we completed the budget season, we were basing it on prior numbers, and they decided to increase theirs. So we will review that when we start working on this budget season. We'll increase that. And for legal, we are higher at this point in the year due to the new bond regarding public works and the lease for the new pumper, along with legal advice for the roads.
Those are increased rates over our previous legal.
$25.
Is it that? Well, it's like, yeah,
But we've
we
utilized.
use them a lot.
Yeah,
The roads alone was almost was just under, right around $2,000.
yeah. And we're done with the bond and the pumper, so obviously we're not gonna hopefully be reaching out to them.
Again.
And then for leases, the payment schedule varies depending on the terms of each lease agreement. Some leases require a single annual payment, while others involve a combination of principal and monthly interest payments. This is typically aligned with the contract start dates. For examples, most of our vehicles are once a year. These payments are generally concentrated at the beginning of the fiscal year, though specific timing can vary. The salt shed is an example of one where principal payments are due each November, while interest is paid monthly. This November is the final payment for the salt shed, which will be $69K. And when we go into fiscal year 27, the Public Works Garage will follow a semi-annual payment schedule with both principal and interest payments due in November and May. The purpose of this was to make sure our real estate and personal property taxes are coming in and being paid before making these larger payments. That's obviously gonna be a big payment. For insurance, the town clerk, tax collector, and treasurer, these are all on point with their budget and look great. And IT department, looking at IT, most of our more expensive contracts and software are due in the beginning of the fiscal year, so that's why it may look a little higher. For instance, Trio, that's a large software program that we pay for. Municipal buildings, it's important to note that this department has carry forwards that will increase certain budget lines. Maintaining adequate balances in these lines is essential to cover non-routine expenses, such as for emergency repairs. Similar to CIP, these funds should consistently have a good solid baseline. On to tax assessor for fiscal year 26. The cost file has been used, however, Shirley has let us know that the town is 25% completed. She is projecting it'll take another 2 to 3 years to complete. On to code enforcement building permits. Their revenues are right on track. We hope to see this trend continue. However, tariffs on certain home projects are going up from 10, 25, and even 50%. This could impact some home business owners. Unfortunately, we don't know if it will or not. Obviously, if a homeowner has to do projects, they have to do projects. We do have one big project coming along, but we're not sure when the permit will be pulled at this point. And regarding their salaries, that's all on track. There was a question about GIS, and that was paid out of the IT from software. Library revenue expenses, on spot for this quarter. And then on to recreation funnergy. Funergy revenue does not start bringing income until September. Currently, it has 41,895. September alone was 28,740, which is up from 4K from last September. Based on the only month for data, we should bring around 167K. However, we do expect to meet the projected amount of 258K. And regarding Rex Funergy salary, you'll notice that that seems to be a bit high, but that's due to the program's seasonal activity. The program is particularly active during July and August, then experiences a slowdown throughout most of the winter months and sees increased activity again in June. It also tends to be a bit busier during the school holidays and vacations.
But that does include teen camp, too.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, July and August are the camps, and you have employees that are working full-time weeks.
Charging,
Yeah.
it shows up in the
Charging to that
expenses
line,
fund.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've actually changed that, the name of that.
Today.
It's not just Funergy, we're gonna call it what, rec
Rec
program?
program payroll.
Payroll,
Yeah, good,
because it does include other programs, it's not just Funergy, so
nice.
there won't be any
But
confusion.
it's all under Funergy.
No, no, the camps are totally
In
different.
the expense report, some
I
fund.
understand,
Oh, yes, but we changed the name, so it
Okay.
will not be that anymore.
all right.
And did it with a smile, didn't you?
I did. So under planning salaries, meeting payments are paid quarterly. This quarter's amount was lower due to a few missed meetings. And on to public safety, for their billing account revenue, we observed an increase in call volume over the past few months, primarily driven by the number of individuals requiring medical transportation due to illness. While the current revenue rate, I guess, is at 477K, this figure may decline. We can't really predict how people are gonna be feeling, but if it were to continue. And their expenses are on track this quarter. And we have not done a Ross quarter payment because we usually receive those in January. And transfer station revenues are showing positive results. Some budget lines may increase or level off due to seasonal fluctuations, but overall, both revenues and expenses are on track.
Can I stop you right there for a second? Go
Yep.
back to public safety.
Yes.
That includes the sheriff's office, our
No.
contract with them?
No, I have them at the bottom. We have
No,
raised,
right in front of me.
that's okay, I could.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
Quarter one was paid on October 8th for 40,108 for the sheriff.
So we will be under budget if we continue that
If we
track.
continue that, yep.
At the 200,000.
Yep. And Public Works, URIP, based on last year, we should receive the payment hopefully by the end of this month. Amount should be 100,572, breaking it down, that's 17,572 for urban, 83,013 for rural, and expenses are on track. Same with general assistance, expenses and revenue are looking great this quarter. On to CIP, we need to continue growing our CIP accounts, which include carry forwards from previous years. In fiscal year 26, we allocated funds specifically for this purpose. 50,000 was added to the equipment account, 10,000 to the building fund. No action has been taken yet regarding the transfer station loaders, and we do have a few projects that will get done later in the fiscal year. And that is it.
Thank you very much for a detailed explanation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You must have a few questions. They're
No,
late
no.
for something.
The only question I have is again to the sheriff's patrol, what are they using, how are they coming up with this number? We don't even have a.
They're basing on the contract from last year,
Last
in
year.
the same language.
Yeah, but we still haven't heard from them.
Yeah, I have that.
Oh,
in the report.
okay, thank you.
Oh.
No, you answered all my questions.
Awesome.
Very, very well done, thank you.
You're welcome.
Deputy Attorney,
I have
appreciate
another
it,
answer
for
for
sure.
one of your questions, Dennis. There actually was only 2 meetings on the planning board in the first quarter.
All right.
appreciate keeping us in the loop like that, and also being transparent for the 4 or 5 people that are online listening. Yeah, right? It is appreciated, and your hard work is definitely, we're in a good spot, and that's
Yeah,
a lot to, your credit.
yes, very much so.
Audit
Right.
is on its way.
We're in the audit stages right now. They were here a couple weeks ago, gathering data. It's been quiet for a little bit, but I think it's going well.
We haven't heard.
We haven't heard
What is-
anything.
We just
but-
finished up some of the
When is
reporting.
Ron expecting the audit to be complete?
Well,
They-
I'm pushing for.
for December.
By December 1st.
Yep,
She said they
they're
tried.
very busy.
Okay. Yeah, it is always trying. Public comment, any of you two gentlemen wanna say anything?
You guys have said it all.
Correspondence, we do have the financial reports, York County Sheriff's Department reports, Spirit of America Awards, letters from Commissioner, County Commissioner Donna Ring, letter of no action, and motor vehicle reports for September. Counselor reports, John, anything?
Nope.
You?
No.
David?
Just real quick, with Halloween coming up, we've had some discussions about the safety and of the little ghosts and goblins out there. A lot of that's gonna fall back on parents to do their due diligence, to make sure their own kiddos are safe. But I just wanna bring that up, that the town has a certain amount of interest, but as far as the liability that goes along with, supervising any checkpoints, if you will. We're really not in that business. So I just wanna make sure that we're all on the same page, that it should go back to the parents to make sure that their kids are being taken care of.
I'll second
Okay. Dwayne, anything?
Planning board meeting the other night, I went to that public hearing, mainly as a resident, not a councilman, but, sadly, there was only 6 or 8 there for the public hearing, but, that, changing the, FNA area, is I believe has come back to the board, or will be coming back to the board
Yeah,
with
they voted not to.
not to, change it, so it'll be coming back to the councilman here. They asked me a question of, did I think the board would follow the planning board? And my comment was, if we voted positive, I wanted the whole town to vote on it, so, that was my comment back to that board, so. But, I don't think we need to vote, in my own mind, I don't wanna see us vote as this board to, change it.
Okay. Anything else, Dwayne?
No.
I went to Eco Maine meeting the other day. And they took a vote, to raise household waste 3% to $110.75 an hour. I made a ton. And they also voted to raise single source to the same amount, $110.75.
So that's about
30%
30%,
increase,
yeah.
right? So they went from $85 a ton to 110.
and it's
Now,
107.
the rationale behind Kevin
Yeah.
is because it extended,
Extended producer.
producer responsibility,
Yeah.
EPR, starts January 1st, okay? But we can't collect it until the fall of 27, right? So, but he thinks that we're gonna get, 25-30% back from hauling expenses or sorting expenses, whatever the case may be. So ultimately, he wants to get to what the cost is to handle a ton of single sort, right? And he's projecting that at $130 a ton. So we would get that back from, or
We,
at
or-
least, no, the town would get that back, but you're gonna have to do some record keeping, right?
Sounds like a lot of work.
Transportation,
Yeah.
single sort, and all that good stuff, so.
Oh, joy.
No, no glass,
Yeah, no
right?
glass, yeah,
No glass.
yeah.
That's not considered single sort. But, anyway, so that's, you can put that in the bank. I didn't vote for this, so I was one of the half a dozen no votes, but, so, it's $110.75 for both single sort and municipal waste.
Okay.
Matt?
A few things, you've already covered them, but just an update on Victor Garnick. So I had a brief discussion with Attorney Ben McCall. There is a consent agreement that he's got off to Victor for a signature. There's a draft of it in your folder as well. He's asked that we plan to schedule a public hearing for this and for a vote. So, just so you're all aware that, I think in past, you've not done a public hearing for consent agreements. The recommendation from Ben, from other legal action in situations, is that this is a step that the court may see as not having the due process, and so he allows a neighbor to make a comment on any final judgment or action as we sign it, and he would assume that the judge would sign off without a problem. Suggestion would be to either schedule that, or to be scheduling that for November 18th, unless you really wanna try to get it in for November 3rd. But my suggestion for you would be to schedule a public hearing for the 18th. Public Works Garage updates. Site work may begin on or around the 1st, so I'm assuming November 3rd. Maybe the logging will be done, starting a little bit sooner with equipment. We continue with the weekly meetings with the contractor. No significant changes from last week. We did draft and send the letters to the two roads in question. We've had issues with, we've had legal discussions, Nathan Smith and Ross Corner. Those copies were provided to you as well, for your reference. We've already talked about the senior luncheon. You've talked about the planning board meeting last week, and they voted to take no action moving forward. As a result of the planning board and some other conversations, we need to start thinking about our comprehensive plan. This was last done in 2015. The state kind of directs that of saying every 10 years, so we're in that time period of starting it sooner than later. Met with our contract planner today, had a great conversation with her for several hours, and looking at the future, the cost for contracting the service would be about $80,000 for a comprehensive plan. We're working on some alternatives, hopefully. But with that comprehensive plan, there's also some changes to the state, because of the state laws impacting the ADUs for zoning and land use that we need to address. Some of those ordinances may need to be changed prior to the comprehensive plan being completed, because we have to align with what the state law indicates. or stipulated. Council Fector just mentioned about the York County contract. I received this past weekend a draft document from County Manager Zinzer. In a nutshell, basically the same lines of what we're talking about today, up to 80 hours, which is what we're doing today. And I think the other change would be primarily in the vehicle usage. It would be tied to a cost per use versus buying them up front. But essentially, the car will be divided over a 3-year window, and that's with and 2,080 hours per year, and we pay the hourly rate for the use of the vehicle for the hours they're in Waterboro. So if they're not in Waterboro, we're not paying for the car. Same as we are right now, we're not paying for the deputy outside of Waterboro.
But they're using our car. That's the difference.
Today they're our car. Next year they will.
So when is this projected to go into effect?
It's just a draft. I've not gone through the whole document yet.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to have that to you. I may have it to you guys to look at for the 3rd, but right now we're running under the same contract from last year,
Yeah.
up to 80 hours, and we already own the cars, so
Both cars.
we own both cars. And if, based on the contract language, those cars would come back to us next year. I did send an email to Chief Deputy Forbes. I know we have some problem areas. I know Councilor Woodson had passed along about Weber Townhouse, New Dam Road by the bridge, Middle Road and Clark's Bridge. There was a couple, so I did send that off, and he has passed it off to the deputies that are patrolling the area. And I've also asked them if they can be visible for Old Alfred Road, in the email I sent to him yesterday. For this, if we have a contract on that night. Let's see here. We did get, I think you heard briefly about the HVAC, our rate, the quotes we've gotten for town hall is outrageous. So we're ready to revisit this and look what we're doing. The lowest price for a quote we got right now is about $92,000 for heat pumps here in this building only, in that building. Some of the other quotes we've had are up to $320,000 for.
Why such a disparity?
Because I think everyone wants to use a different system.
Different unit.
And different ways of installing them.
Did anybody play with the number for pad mounted RTU rooftop unit?
What?
For the AC?
We'll talk later about it.
Perfect, 'cause, there's a lot of details in the last one that we have not reviewed yet, but, and we're gonna use these for budget numbers at this point moving forward for next year. And a reminder, I will not be here for your November 3rd council meeting, so if I have that draft document, I'll send it to you and save it.
So, we didn't have air conditioning, but we have heat for the winter.
We have heat. We have experienced issues with the system, but we're optimistic that it will work. Knock on wood.
Good point.
Yeah, look in the window.
Anything else, Matt?
So public hearing and, December 2nd, if you guys are in favor, to invite the planning board to your meeting for a presentation from Michaela regarding comprehensive plan suggestions.
Yeah. That works for me.
Is that-
Okay, any questions of Matt? Okay, new business, discuss vote to appoint a member to the Community Garden Committee.
Make a motion that we appoint Patricia Lyons to the garden committee.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Discuss vote to approve the 2 renewal junkyard permits applications, Levine and Lasky.
So moved.
Second,
Where's the Levine one?
it's down by, just beyond, down
Yeah,
East Auto, heading
Beyond
towards Elfin.
Layton's garage.
Beyond Lane's
Oh,
Garage.
oh, okay,
Yep.
yeah, up the hill, all right.
Yeah, by the church.
Yeah.
Right. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? You don't, at this point, you don't need a junkyard permit, as many junkyards as we get in town. Discuss vote on updated transfer station fees. What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we accept the fees as generated by the transfer station manager.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Discuss vote on chairman signing the no action letter regarding map 13, lot 67.
So moved.
Second.
I need a
Yeah.
second.
I was just gonna read it.
I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out what it was, but.
yeah, it's the no action
70.
letter for, Eric Proch. So, and
Oh,
it just,
okay,
it
yeah.
says printed
And it-
name, Waterboro Town Chair, Council Chair,
Yeah.
so.
Angela.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. And one more item. Discuss a vote on action regarding temporary signs, business signs. So,
I don't think we wanna go there.
I'd say table
I-
that.
We're not there yet.
well, I would move that we just toss it over to the planning board. But as part of the zoning ordinance, the sign ordinance is part of the zoning package, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but there's a discussion of,
I've been out and looked at these that have been complained. They're on private property. I don't even think the signs that he's complaining about are in the town right of way. And that little cement block building over there on Townhouse and
Deering Ridge.
Deering's Ridge, that's on private property. That little building has gotta be on private property, and it's something that we're taxing, so. I don't know,
I mean, it shouldn't be code enforcement's job to regulate that?
yeah, but they need some meat in the zoning ordinance, right? Because, you know, you've seen all of these, contractor signs or whatever the case may be. And it's different if they're doing a job
Right.
on a roof, right, and they put a sign out, or seamless gutters, or whatever the case may be, right? But that's, or paving, right, a driveway, that's understandable, because they're
They're work-
positioning you know, they're doing work there, right? But the question is that, you know, there's a ton of them, right, in town, right? But, and I agree that they're probably all on private property, and they're not within the right of way.
if they're in if they're in a, right of way, town or a state right of way, the state has the sign ordinance, and they can only be there
Sex number of days.
14
Yeah,
days
it's
or
not very long.
something, and they got 48 hours after an election sign. After the election is over, they have 48 hours to pick them up, which is 2 days. So,
But the issue with business signs is they don't have a date on them. They don't necessarily have a number on them, okay? Although most of them do have numbers on them.
so big and so long, so. That has to be enforced by a code enforcement or the sheriff or a town dog officer,
Constable, yeah.
yeah.
And the ones that are nailed to CMP post, that's
Are
CMP.
illegal.
Nothing to do-
Are
nothing to do with
illegal
the staff,
altogether, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But Dwayne, a point where they used to climb the poles, they don't do that anymore, right? So,
So
they're
the
not
Central
worried
Maine
about.
don't enforce it, you know. But if you started coming down a pole with them nails in it,
Yep.
boy, oh boy, you're gonna take a ride.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, them old guys could do it, but, they don't do it anymore, cause they just can't
Yeah.
stop.
I did talk to Michaela briefly about this, and she said if you're going to if you're gonna look at options, she said to look at the scope of potentially the size of the sign versus any of the content, because you can get into a lot of issues with, if you're discussing what the content is on the sign, rather than talk about the actual, it's a 12 by 18 sign or whatever it may be. She said there's some challenges, but I think that, yes, the complaint we got was concerned because the intersection, some of them are beyond our control.
Wouldn't it be the same as littering?
What's that?
Wouldn't it be the
I
same
was
as
just
littering?
gonna ask
Well,
that, do we
so-
have the right to remove, I mean,
So-
we should have the right as
I
town
believe,
government to remove.
so a
them.
couple weeks ago, I think you've got I sent the document out from the state statute, their perspective on it. And of course, there's a civil violation of $200 if you take down someone's sign that you're not supposed to take down.
Right.
That's political signs, though. I
Well,
don't think that
so
clarifies if it's
I think we
business.
need, and I don't disagree with you, I think that's how I first interpreted it, but if you keep
Yeah.
on, there's another section to it, it really seems gray to me.
Mhm.
That it's becomes, whose responsibility is, because then it talks about DOT actually removing the signs. So if it's on a state road, then DOT is the one that's responsible for removing those signs, not us. So I think we need to do more work on it, but it's, I think
We'll do it.
someone has more experience with it, would be the.
Before we
planner.
get into this side ordinances, I think we need to understand who's gonna enforce it.
Exactly.
And is it in a state right of way? Is it in a town right of way? Or is it on private property? And there's three different pitches there that somebody's gonna have to enforce, but, and it's the same thing with the dock ordinance, and it's gonna take a person, more than the code enforcement, more than, a constable, to be able to enforce this.
Same as parking on Route 5.
Yeah,
Yep.
somebody's got to enforce it if you're gonna, have something that's gonna be able to be handled.
So what's your pleasure? I'm fine with tabling it,
We
but
probably should table it and keep
Yeah.
investigating a little further
Okay.
before we step on,
You know,
left footsteps on the right.
If you table it, then it's gone
It's gone.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone completely.
I mean,
so what,
I will
what's,
tell you something, we went through this same exact thing 15 years ago or something, and it had no action on it because of all the complexities of dealing with it.
right,
Yeah,
This exact same, we went through all this all over, this is like deja vu.
I make a motion that we table the signs, temporary sign and business signs.
for a period of time or completely.
Completely, I don't think it's a big problem. That's my point of view. And we have no way to enforce it. Who's gonna do it? We got bigger fish to fry than signs.
somebody want a second? Gary's motion? Motion fails because of a lack of second, so what's your pleasure?
kick it down to the planning board, and I'll go sit in with them and talk about it, and see if I can get any traction.
I'll second that motion of John's.
Okay. So we, kick it over to the planning board? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. No old business, other discuss vote to accept the minutes of October 7th meeting?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
That was all.
Pending decision, week's action list, we are all set. Discussion of agenda items, if anybody wants to have something on the agenda, let me know. Items needing signature, no action letter, is the only thing. Other than that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn at 7:00.
Second.
Who said so moved? I'm sorry. Okay, thank you.
All those in favor? Thank you.
Who seconded it?
I did.
You did, Dave?
I did.